Shub Nugurath, Cthulhu Fatagan, everybody, and welcome back to the Stream of Blood and tonight's presentation of the Neptune Society, our ongoing Call of Cthulhu 7th edition game set in the Gaslight era. Tonight's adventure takes place in the year 1869. It is part 2 of a story we are calling The Toymaker of York, and so far there have been many strange goings on in the town of York in England in the year 1869, and we have a brilliant cadre of investigators here to unravel the strange and eldritch clues and find out the secrets that lie within the small hamlet of York. I just want to say something really quick. We had someone on our YouTube this week talk about the D100 percentile roll. So this is a key part of Call of Cthulhu. You know that for all of your skills and for most of your attributes, you roll your tens die. If you can see that there, it's got like 10, 20, 30, 90. And then you roll your ones die. Oh, look, I'm making myself out of focus, but you can see that just has, you know, what. And then you roll under your skill, which is always a percentile between 1 and 100. Well, somebody on the YouTube sent me to an article where they were like, actually, that's wrong. Like, if you think that, like, well, generally, how the way we read a 10 and a 0 here, or a 10 and a 10, we usually read a 10 and a 10 as 100, which is usually a critical miss. And in this article, it said that's wrong. That's incorrect. That these dice actually should measure between 1 and 99, and that a roll of 10 and 10, if I remember this correctly, should actually be like, it was something like where it equals like a 30 is actually a 40, and a 40 is actually a 50, because that's the only way to keep it internally consistent. And I just want anybody out there to know, we are not going to do it that way. We're going to stick with 2 10s equaling 100, and, a 60 and a 2 is going to be 62. I get why it's not internally consistent, because normally a 60 and a 10 would be just 60. I mean, it makes sense to me what the article is saying about it not being internally consistent, but we're going to trade away a tiny bit of internal consistency so that our players don't have to go, I rolled a 40, and I'm like, you got a 50. That's going to get a little confusing. So that out of the way, boy, there's some fascinating television is what we create here for you on the Stream of Blood, talking about the intricate ins and outs of how a percentile roll works. Perhaps it served another purpose, which is to remind our players exactly how the game is played. Let me stop talking and bring those players in now. He is a fantastic co-keeper for the Ain't Slayed Nobody podcast. They play Call of Cthulhu in a Wild West setting, and he is a man from the great state of Texas himself, playing Dr. Portwright, the county coroner in Yorkshire. Please welcome Will BAIZER, everybody.
Well, howdy, Jared. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Quick question for my own edification. Do you mean when you say 2 10s, are you talking a 0, 0, and a 0?
Yeah, so it gets so confusing because some D10s have just zeros on them instead of 10s. But yeah, if you roll 2 10s or you roll 2 zeros on 2 cent-sided die, that's 100.
All right.
In our schema. Ooh, I use the word schema.
Ooh.
It's a fun way of saying pattern or plan.
But thank you so much for having me, Jared. I really appreciate y'all having us on here.
You're welcome, Will BAIZER. Everybody should listen to the Ain't Slayed Nobody podcast. Will contributes all kinds of stories and lore to that, and they have a great cast. And if you are a fan of the Wild West, but also Cthulhu stuff like I am, you will love it. I'm going to bring in our next player. This man has acted in movies. He is a hilarious comedian. He is a podcaster. He plays one of my favorite characters on the Neptune Society. He brings in an element of the Victorian culture that the other characters just haven't brought in that he is a man that is aware of many strange maladies that are afflicting him and others. Please welcome as Archibald Fredericksham, our good pal, Will Weldon.
Hi.
Yeah, dudes
Hi.
hanging out. Let's not even bring in ELIZA. Let's us dudes just hang.
No, I
How
don't
are
wanna
you,
do that.
Will?
Please, the energy will get way too weird way too quickly.
It already is. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Just a little parched. I've been eating soda crackers, which might as well be made of dust. So gonna tough through here and just do the show all gummy.
At least you have water, Will.
You're at home just eating saltines?
Yeah, just drain. It's gone. It's totally finished.
Well, hey, Will, if you want to get up and go get some water, you can, buddy. You're allowed.
I'm too, you never know what can happen in the Midnight Society.
The Neptune Society, how dare you? Let's bring in a great actress, comedian, head writer of Earth to Ned on, I believe, Disney Plus, as well as incredible improviser and singer. She's a quadruple threat, a quintuple threat, and she's playing Frannie Chump, a folksy Cockney barmaid in our game tonight. Please welcome our good pal ELIZA Skinner, everybody.
Oh,
ha!
Hello! I didn't see you there.
What a perfect Christmas special.
I have the cheer of the season with me.
Yes, that would be great for a Christmas special, or even just the opening credits of a sitcom.
Kids, something like that.
Do you have a sitcom that you would have killed to have been on? Anyone that you enjoyed in your life?
Designing Women.
Designing Women. Will BAIZER, how old are you?
Not old enough to know what that is, I think.
Okay, well,
20...
let me explain.
Am I
let me and
27?
ELIZA explain to you the joys of designing women. We're talking, you got your Delta Burke, you got your Annie Potts, Will, you got your Meshack Taylors. You don't not got Meshack Taylor. He's there every time.
Did you watch The Watchmen on HBO?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, who watches The Watchmen? Am I right, ELIZA?
Yes. The mean slutty lady who works for the government. She was a dum-dum in Designing Women.
Yeah,
she played a lot of great characters.
Range.
Jean Smart is the actress.
Thank you, Jean Smart. Yeah, ironically, for playing a dum-dum. Yeah, I just wanted to say before we go further, please keep in mind that when Will is uncomfortable, he's his most comfortable. It's sort of
when Will
Weldon is. Yeah. So having dry mouth and no water, that's his zone.
Hey, Will, no bathroom breaks, pal. No.
Well, I also just ate a massive hair too while you guys were talking. So
a massive hair,
just a long hair, just in this cup of crackers I have, just real long.
Doesn't your wife have?
I don't think belongs to anyone who.
Doesn't your wife have pretty short hair?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
It might have been a cat hair. Basically, Will's life is a Cthulhu adventure. Let's bring in our final player. So excited to have him on again. He plays Lord Billiam, who's a gutter snipe who eventually became an heir to an outrageous fortune. He's an adventurer, and the player is an adventurer too. He's a musician who streams many times a week. You should watch him play because he's a true rock star. Please welcome our good buddy, RHETT Miller.
What's up, man?
Hey, dude.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Man, I'm pretty good. I'm worried about my family down in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm sick of my teenagers. But guess what? I get to play Call of Cthulhu with these brilliant people.
And what a break from the horror of society it is to suddenly enter an even more horrific reality. In all seriousness, thank you for bringing up Texas, guys. We want to wish safety and warmth to our friends Clancy, who's out there. Clancy's in the chat, so she's doing better today than she was on Tuesday when she couldn't get online. Our friends Thursday Euclid and anybody who's down there, we are thinking about you, and we're thinking about you. And we're so happy we can entertain those of you who are watching. Anything else about that, guys? This is the portion of the show where we can just throw out why it happened or why it continues to be happening.
Well, Will B is in Austin right now, but
yeah.
I think
that's right.
He lives in a government bunker, though, so they've not lost any power. They have potable
I'm a
water.
doomsdayer. I've been waiting for this moment for my whole life. This is actually a dream come true. To finally be able to actually use all of this, it's great. But no, for real, this is really terrible. I really feel bad for all my fellow Texans out there. It's no fun. I mean, okay, when you're snowboarding or skiing, when you have the snowboards or skis, it's okay, it's all right. But for the first few days, like the first few hours, it was pretty great. But now, without people having power or water, it's no fun. But
so to conclude, snowboarding fun, not having water less fun. But we are thinking about you. Sorry, ELIZA.
Oh, are you getting to send a lot of I told you so emails and notes to people?
No, that's been the only thing I've been. I mean, I have very sparing Wi-Fi, but the only use it has had so far is just I told you so's to basically everybody. So it's been great.
That's got to be satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. If you can't use it for political capital against your loved ones whom you disagree with, then the tragedy has been for nothing. Good luck, everybody out in Texas. Good luck, everybody everywhere. Let's play some Call of Cthulhu. The Neptune Society was founded at the Battle of Waterloo by the legendary rake and poet Lord Bartlett, who discovered a psychic entity living under the ground in Holland. Ever since there, the Neptune Society has made up its ranks with mariners, sailors, explorers, vagabonds, and far travelers who search the dark corners of the earth, combating the evil and corrupting forces of the Cthulhu mythos. Stiff upper lip chums, this is the Neptune Society, and I will start us off with a very brief recap. Our two Neptune Society members who you might have seen before, Mr. Archibald Fredericksham and Mr. Lord Billiam. They absconded from the Neptune Society headquarters on Jersey Island to the town of York in northern England to investigate a very strange body. The coroner there, Dr. Portwright, played by our friend Will BAIZER, had discovered a body that had been in an industrial accident at the York Carriage Works. What was concerning was that the body internally had a very strange makeup. Instead of the normal blood and organs that you would find in a human body, even though this person looked human, inside they had a yellow fluid, what was discovered to be strange fungal growths and machinery, interlocking pieces of machinery. Investigating this strange body, they went to the family of the man who had died, the man with this strange makeup inside of his torso, and they found that he had recently been meeting with strangers that his wife did not know. They also, at his house, found a creepy Marionette. Continuing to investigate and sort of following various leads, they ended up at York Castle, which currently serves as a prison for this part of England. And surveilling that location overnight, they saw another group of sort of mismatched people walk out of it. An Anglican priest, a nobleman who fit the description of one of the people that the carriage works worker had been meeting with, and I believe a low-class lady, all came walking out, talking together in a way that breaks the very fabric of English society. There's a class system here, by Jove. So, long story short, they sort of attacked, but not quite attacked these people. One of them got blown away by a pistol shot from our friend, I believe, Archibald Fredericksham. And again, opened up, exploded, revealing strange fungus and strange machinery inside of him. At the end of our last scenario, a couple hooks presented themselves. One was that Lord Billiam taking these marionettes that they had found back to his his room in the inn, tried to burn them, and the marionettes came to life and began scampering around the room, and one escaped out his window. The other hook that presented itself is that Archibald Fredericksham, sort of investigating the connections of the bearded nobleman, found that he currently operates the Northeastern Railway here in York. And arriving at the railway, he realized that the environs under the tracks would be perfect for the growth and care of fungus. So that is things as they lay. Boy, I've been talking a long time. Assume that you have all, let's cut to the chase, you have all met the next day. What would you like to do?
Do I still have the one marionette that didn't
I'm
come
going
to life
to-
in the fire?
I'm going to rule that you do.
Okay. That's how I had heard at the end of the last one as well. I tied him up during the night to a piece of furniture just so that he wouldn't get up and kill me. And I was so tired, I was able to sleep despite the terrifying marionette tied to the furniture in the room.
Very good. That makes sense because you pushed yourself quite a bit traveling and then investigating all night, trying to stay up with a stakeout. So I'll just say that Lord Billiam sleeps quietly while the marionette tied up in a chair kind of does this.
No, thank you, Jared. No, I don't want that.
And watches him. But no sand roll, Rhett, because you're asleep.
Woo!
So the marionette watches him all night. The next morning you meet at the Old Swan, which is the inn here in town. I'm just doing that to move us along instead of doing what often happens in role-playing games, 20 minutes up. Well, where are you? Okay, because I don't go there. Okay, but do I meet you? You've all met. And if you did something previous, no problem. You can just tell me that. But let's start with someone I haven't heard from in a little while, Frannie Chump. Frannie,
so we're at my pub, are we?
Yes. The Old Swan.
I had a bit of a horse bath before this. Came here, opened up, got some bangers and beans on toast going.
Great. People are coming in for their breakfast because, of course, it's an inn, it's a tavern, it's all kinds of
It's one
things.
in everything in one.
And so they're having their breakfast of beans and toast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just keeping my eyes open.
Keeping your eyes open, eh? Well, you may roll, if you are keeping your eyes open, you may roll psychology. Your friends Portwright and Fredericksham and Billiam haven't come into the tavern yet. So you may roll psychology.
72.
A 72, is that under your psychology score?
Hold on, let me find it. I bet it's not. Where? No, that is over. Well, I have a 50, but I don't. What are these little numbers next to it?
Those are your half. It's half of it and a 1/5 of it. And those are, if I tell you it's hard, you must try to roll under half. And if I tell you it's extreme, as in snowboarding, you must roll under 1/5 of it.
Whatever, I didn't get it. I think I'm a little hungover.
Yeah, you're a little hungover and you're like, everything seems normal today. Archibald Fredericksham, what do you do as you appear at the meeting or on your way to the meeting?
I got up early and I did as I often do. I went and I tried to find any Italians in town to discuss things with because I have a racial prejudice against Italians, and this is back before their Italians and Irish were just flat white people. So I go and find them and try to see if they know anything, because I assume anytime something shady is happening, they're either involved or know about it.
As one does.
Let me see if I can figure out what the percentage of chance that Italians would know something would be.
Well, my Italian skill is 41.
Oh, very good. Well, there are Italian people in town, and you certainly can find them, and you certainly can talk to them.
All right.
How much of the story do you tell them? All of it or some of it?
I give them. I'm worried I'll confuse them if I give them too many details. So I give them like a half story on this. Just ask about people behaving strangely, new people who've arrived in town off of the train, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Roll your Italian skill.
Will, while you're doing that, can we get like a taste of what it sounds like?
No, absolutely not. I got a 41, which is right on the money.
Right on the money. You have exactly 41 in your Italian skill. So they tell you that things are indeed strange around town. People have been. You're at a humble little cafe off the beaten path, where they're drinking very tiny cups of coffee, just like they did.
I look at their espressos with just the utmost pity. Just cannot believe that these poor people have to drink such a horrific, even in small quantities, a truly horrific, wretched beverage.
Very polite
refined British palate.
Very polite of you to not say anything directly to them, though, and somewhat out of character.
To even mention it would make me ill until I can cleanse my palate with some extremely delicious blood cutlet.
Okay.
They tell you that indeed there have been things, strange things happening in town, and they have noticed that there is a group that is gathering regularly. A group of people have formed. They think perhaps a group like the Masons or the Rosicrucians or something like that. They talk of in horror of anarchist groups, or perhaps somebody who would like to attack the nobility, which would be horrible, horrific, unthinkable. So they are a little bit worried about that, and they tell you that these people definitely congregate somewhere down in like the old city. So the old city is where you were last night when you were kind of surveilling the castle. But when you mention the castle to them, they don't seem to know that as like being the point where the people are congregating. And they say it's all different types, definitely some sort of fifth column, some sort of strange secret society operating in town. And one guy's like, and how come they no ask me? All right. And so Archibald, and so that is what happens before Archibald joins the meeting, and he is now at the meeting. And Dr. Portwright, you in our final moments distilled a strange chemical out of the fungal growths you found inside the body. It seemed to be very potent. You are not yet sure what its effects will be. What do you do before arriving at the meeting?
How much time do I have until such meeting? Like, do I need to sleep or?
Yeah. So generally, we will. We will brush over things like sleep because, of course, they occur. I'm not going to go, but you forgot to sleep.
I want to say I don't sleep, and I'll figure out what the heck this thing is.
Oh, okay, great. In that case, you did pharmacy last time. This time, I want you to give me, to figure out what it does, I want you to give me let me have a extreme pharmacy roll. Extreme this time.
So I have to roll under a 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, that's not it. That's a 70.
You're not sure.
I use all of my luck and still not get there.
And remember, in my game, house rule, you can only spend 10 luck at a time. And so now Dr. Portwright is also sitting in the Old Swan Tavern with our friends Archibald and Frannie. And finally, Lord Billiam, any business you'd like to take care of before you join the group?
So I've got this marionette, this creepy ass marionette. Mm-hmm. So when I wake up, do I sense that it is conscious and or looking at me?
You don't, but you do notice that it has changed positions significantly. Please roll sanity.
18.
That's a success, so you lose no sanity from that revelation. But you are, you feel, a chill goes down your spine as you realize it has probably been moving in the night.
Can I just try and talk to it before I untie it?
You may try and talk to it. What do you say to this marionette that's sitting there?
I saw you through the lilac glass, and I know you've got something about you, something secret. And I'd like to know what it is. Perhaps we can be friends, even.
I'm sorry, he's grooming this marionette, and it's making me uncomfortable.
Lord Billiam may roll spot hidden while he is talking to this marionette.
Jesus, 96.
Lord
Good.
Billiam, you notice nothing about the marionette, and it does not respond to your speech. And so now I'm going to place all the characters together, unless anybody objects, and I'm going to say, what is your next step in investigating this mystery? And keep in mind, I run open-ended games, so if everybody decided, well, we tried and wants to go home, I'll allow it. It might not be the best streaming show of all time.
Okay,
but,
we did figure out where. Wasn't there like some location downtown or something about one of the guys that we did find out?
The Watchmakers Shop downtown.
Yes, a Watchmakers Shop. That's
but
absolutely
we don't know
correct.
exactly where it is, but it was near where Edgar Portwright lives, I think, or
Okay,
he knows where it is.
I'm pretty popular at this pub, right?
Very.
Yes, absolutely.
They love me. I'm Frannie. So I'd like to ring my bell. I've got a bell, and ask the patrons. Anybody know where the Watchmakers is downtown? Oh yeah, in it.
One of the guys that undoubtedly works in some sort of dismal factory and who's currently eating beans and bread looks up at you and he's like, he's very old. He's got salt and pepper whiskers.
Oh, salt and pepper. He's ancient.
Yes. And he's like, I ain't no watchmakers. But there is a man who worked with machines, a toy maker, as I remember.
Who's that then?
Holcomb, Cameron, something like that. But his shop shut down a while back.
Pouring you some extra coffee or tea, whatever it is you're drinking.
Extra tea, extra coffee. Oh, then he goes Holcroft. It was. A free coffee? Look, when you're dealing with a diner or bar regular, pouring them a freebie automatically gets you an extra clue.
Thank you.
And he says Holcroft. It was definitely Holcroft.
And he's got a shop downtown, is he?
Yep, it's in the Shambles.
Oh, the
Shambles is a street.
Right, of course, the Shambles
was
a street.
And the other thing I'll say is that now that you've unlocked this name, our friend Frannie Chump, Mr. Lord Billiam, you look at the marionette again, or you is it with you? I'm sorry, I should have asked.
Of course, I've got my cloak that has many pockets in it. The main one is to keep my lilac glass. But yes, I've secreted it and secreted it.
Yes.
I mean, if you secreted it, you'd have weird.
Either way, it's all over you. And yes, either way, it's all over you. And looking at it, you see that carved very minutely into the wooden foot is HC, probably for Holcroft.
All right, so I turn my back to the room and I show the foot to ELIZA after she gets that bit of information, and I point at it.
Bloody
who's ELIZA?
I'm sorry, Frannie.
Who am I? Why do I keep talking?
Wilby is a DM, whether he's a player or not.
On Sundays in this game, we go to church and pray to the keeper, right?
That's right, and I grant prayers based on whim.
Okay.
But it is not Sunday, thank God. With that armed with that information, you may make your next move.
Well, before we make any move, I'm kind of just sitting there. I've been studying this vial of yellow liquid for an entire night.
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue what it is, right? Or
No,
clue
you
what-
just your pharmacy skills related to you. Like you know how certain funguses are turned into medicines. This fungus is not identifiable by any of your biology textbooks, and you have those because you have a quite good biology score. But you do know how to change funguses into medicine, and so you went ahead and did that just to kind of see if it would, conform to the normal rules of how something might be distilled, and the chemicals in it might be purified into an elixir or a medicinal treatment. And you have done that, but you do not know what it does.
Well, like Frannie, I obviously don't know that there's anything wrong here, so I'm not being secretive about having this yellow vial of whatever. As she's not secretive about, the fact that we're looking for a toy maker. So I'm just kind of studying this and being like, Archibald, have you ever seen anything like this? Y'all seem to be traveled.
Now, have I seen anything like this?
No, it's bright yellow. It's almost fluorescent yellow. It's almost glowing. You have not, but you are welcome to roll medicine. But you would need an extreme success to know what it does.
Okay, well, I'm trying to beat an 8 then.
It's easy.
Well, I got a 72, so yeah.
No dice.
And I bet if I push it, I would smash the vial or something. So I'm not going to do that.
Good idea.
No, I am. Look, if I recognize the vial of fluorescent yellow liquid, I'll just let you know without being prompted in the future.
Well, this is coming from the yellow fungus that was found in the bodies. I wonder, what does it do? So that's just basically what I'm doing.
Well, Dr. Portwright, you're so fascinated with this that in the tried and true tradition of Victorian scientists, I must now ask you to roll your sanity.
That's a 91, so...
That's a failure, is it not?
I mean...
Dr. Portwright, you've been experimenting with mythos, chemicals and ingredients. And one thing I want everybody to know about the Cthulhu mythos, the strange cycle of aeons dead gods that reach their tendrils into the Victorian era, is that even brushing up with the horrible powers of the Cthulhu mythos tends to corrupt you. Dr. Portwright, take 2 sanity loss because you are extremely tempted to experiment with the drug. How you would love to know what it does, but you think that you would need to use it on a living subject of some sort. And now I will ask, how are we going to get to the bottom of the mystery? What is our next step in that?
Well, so I explain about the train yard and what I saw there and how it seems good for fungus. But it seems like heading straight there, slightly unprepared, would not be the best course of action. So perhaps we should investigate this toy maker we've heard about.
Holcraft.
How close is the toy makers to the train yard?
They are walking distance, but it might take you an hour.
An hour.
York is not a huge burg.
I mean, I know I've been there.
I have not.
No,
So
I know.
ELIZA, you need to correct me, and be like the awesome player who's like, actually,
Well, I
that
didn't go to the
is
train
not.
yard or the toy makers, so it might not be useful.
Oh, I know this toy makers. Yeah, he didn't have a door like that. Just say stuff like that. That's super
Okay, all
helpful.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you have two hooks here. You have 2 possible locations to investigate. What shall it be, ladies and gentlemen?
I showed Frannie, but I should show all you this. I've only got 1 marionette left because when I tried to burn the other one last night, he came alive and he flew out the window.
You didn't tell me that, though.
Well, sorry, I didn't want to.
It did
Didn't wanna
what? It did what
scare you.
now?
He came to life and he flew out the window, but not before turning his head back in and giving me an evil leer.
Yeah,
I've
that's-
had one of those from quite a few men, if you know what I mean, eh?
I do, Frannie.
The local person suffering from substance abuse that frequents this bar, which if you've ever worked in a bar, you know that's a guy, suddenly goes, "It's true. I seen it last night. It come crawling out of his window, it did, scampering along the streets and the cobbles as alive as you or me."
Right, it did, Slippery Joe. It did.
It did, but
yes.
But perhaps Slippery Joe might know something here. Which way was it headed?
Headed, yes. Why, it headed down, and then he kind of gives you a specific street. And our locals know that heads directly to the Old Town and to the Shambles.
Well, that
Shall we
heads
go
on
check
to the
on-
Old Town in the Shambles.
Holcraft. Let's be off, right, Archibald? Doc?
Yes. And you showed me the God damn it, the thing in
Marionette.
your coat, the marionette in your coat. You showed us all that, right?
Yeah.
I like opened my like very fine coat where like my pistol is, and I'm like, if you'd like something more reliable than fire, just give me a heads up, and we'll deal with this marionette problem.
Ooh, interesting.
Might come to that.
Dr. Edward Portwright looks at the vial of yellow liquid and then looks at the little marionette and then puts it away.
Interesting.
So I'd like to put my 12-year-old apprentice in charge of the tavern.
Right.
Nancy?
Yeah. Nancy? Is
Yeah.
that it you said?
Yeah.
Nancy's like, "Oi, don't worry, miss. I'm sure I can handle myself." And that's when like three like huge angry Victorian like toughs coming in and like, "Rom now," and she's like, "Ah."
You got this right, Nancy? All right, good then.
Very good. So you soon find yourself in Old Town, and you soon find yourself at the Shambles. And like the neighborhood you were in last night, you were actually only a few blocks away from the Shambles. It's a very old street, as I described 1 week ago. This area has Elizabethan architecture with timber-framed buildings that hang out over the cobblestones in a claustrophobic fashion. So the second floors kind of hang out over you. And even though it is the middle of the day, things are quite dark and shadowy here. You are standing in front of a shop front that announces in bright but faded paint, Holcroft Toys. It is shuttered and locked. Its thick, dusty window panes show toy trains, soldiers, and marionettes. There's one staring at you out of the dusty window.
Billiam, does your marionette seem to be reacting at all?
So I peek into my inside of my cloak, where he's in a pocket with his head sticking out.
Mhm.
It's just standing there inert,
Yeah,
not doing a thing.
This is normally a situation in which I might pull out my lilac-colored glass, but I have a feeling I know what I'd see, which is more of the same. There's mischief afoot from the other side.
Aha, a foot. Right, so we're looking for a foot.
No, not quite. You're taking me too literally, Frannie.
Dr. Edward Portwright gets on the ground. What are you looking for exactly?
Yes, and so great puns are had by all.
Sue me.
Is there a whole building that we can circumnavigate? Might there be a back door we could break in?
Yeah, does this place?
Interesting.
You mentioned this place is covered in like dust and stuff. Is it just like dirty and a shithole, or is it like does it look like it hasn't been open in a long time?
Looks like it hasn't been open in maybe months, maybe longer.
Okay.
I would love to find a
would
back
I know
door and try and
that?
break in it.
You would
know
not,
that?
because you didn't know the exact location. So even though York is not a gigantic metropolis, you are not up on every shop or store in the place.
I don't collect toy figures.
Now, what I will say is that to Lord Billiam's question, is it possible to go around back? These buildings are so tightly kind of like wedged together that they actually kind of you have to go like around to the next block, right? I mean, you always see this even in cities today, where it's like you can't really just go back around behind an apartment complex. You have to go all the way to the next block, and there's a building like on that side that you kind of don't, that. So that's how these buildings are built. And I think I was extremely inarticulate. So please feel free to ask me more questions about that.
Do you mean yes, but you have to find the alley?
No. There is not really an alley. It's sort of just like the shops are sort of attached to one another, and it looks like you kind of got to go around and around to the other side, and there will even be like a building on the back that is part of this building but might have a different storefront on it.
Okay. Can I are there any?
This is 2 floors, though. I will say that. Sorry, ELIZA, to interrupt you. It's 2 floors, so it's possible that you could go up, say, to the 2nd floor and try to get in through a window or something. What was your question?
My question was, are there any smaller openings, like say the size of maybe a marionette? Like, should a marionette want to exit a building on its own?
Shaped hole in the wall?
Or small door, small window.
A fantastic question. And so I will allow you to roll your spot hidden with a bonus die. That means roll the D100, roll the 10s die twice.
Okay. Jared, can I help her being on the ground looking for feet? Probably there would be there would be a hole probably on the floor, wouldn't it?
You may not help her, but I'll allow you to roll a spot hidden as well.
Okay. So what was I rolling for?
Never mind. Okay.
You were rolling a spot hidden to see if you noticed something based on your question about an opening.
I got 35.
Very good. So what you do notice is that there is, in fact, a kind of a little spot in the glass that has been kind of cracked open, and the hole is very small, but it's kind of down against like the display. So it's possible that a marionette could crawl in from there, but not a person. How did you do on your spot hidden? I
failed.
You failed it? Okay. No problem.
Just on the just a Victorian man on the floor. No big deal.
Yeah. So if the animated puppets are moving into the building somehow, it might be through this little hole in the glass. It's irregular. It's not like someone carved it out. It is irregular. It's like cracked.
Is there glass on the floor, on the ground in front, or can we see glass inside? Like, was it poked from the inside or the outside? Is there any?
Look at you, detective. It's there's glass. There's a little bit of glass inside the.
Okay, so someone from the outside got back.
Are there a lot of people around?
It's actually a pretty deserted street, but if you look back to the end of the block, you can see people moving out in the sunlight, not down here in the shambles where it's a little shady and dark.
I propose.
Perhaps, Billiam, you could get back in touch with your vagrant roots and break us into this building.
So I'd like to walk over to the window by where the corner is broken out. And I'd like to take my cloak, which is fine yet thick. And I would like to take my elbow.
No one's saying your cloak's not fine.
Right by the corner of the window, I'd like to take my elbow and smash out the corner of the window.
Great.
Looking both ways down the street to make sure I'm not observed by strangers.
Right. Give me a stealth roll.
Right.
Can I assist him by having one of my hysterical coughing fits?
Certainly. So go ahead and you can roll that 10s die twice if you'd like.
Bloody places is going on here.
Ooh, it's good I get to roll the 10s die twice because a 90 would not have gotten that done, but a 40 will.
Okay. So because Archibald is way down the street, like coughing, and he coughs every second, the second you smash through, that is what allowed you guys to smash the windows completely open. The glass is now all over the ground. The street is still deserted. No one is coming to investigate. No cops or watchmen. And so you may enter Holcroft Toys.
Please, I still require assistance after my fit. If someone could help me up.
The doc.
Can I reach him a hand and then give him one of these?
Ooh, you invented that?
This is where it got invented. This
Canon.
moment right now.
Canon.
Do I have to do a sanity check after that happens?
No, you have to do a burn check.
Make a
So,
dodge roll. Yeah.
Let me know when you are climbing into the toy shop, and I'll tell you a little bit about it.
Let's do it.
Then Lord Billiam shall lead.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
He is
makes
a leader
sense.
after all.
Maybe it's also, perhaps it's also a good idea to unlock the front door in case we need to make haste quicker than a shattered window would allow.
I think somebody doesn't want to have to climb through the window, eh?
Well, we'll call that a happy coincidence.
Not at all
That someone
foolish.
that someone is me. I do not want to climb through the window. If it can be
Not
done.
at all foolish. And so Archibald Fredericksham does climb in because I think that would be kind of humorous, and unlocks the front door so that Dr. Portwright and Frannie can enter. It is a very wide shop, but not very deep, if that makes sense. Like,
Oh yeah, it does.
Secret back room.
shelves on either side of you are mostly bare, but there are Holcroft marionettes as well as other toys here or there. A work table in the corner with mallets and whittling tools lies unused. There is no counter or cash register. That means that this is an old-fashioned business. They did use cash registers at this point in history, 1869. This guy was probably working in the form of an old-fashioned tradesman, where you'd come in and you would, make an offer, and he would just deal with you at his work table.
Jared,
There is a. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just finish this description. There is a set of stairs leading up and a doorway into the back. Yes, Rhett.
Sir Billiam, Lord Billiam, how exactly did you make the one come to life?
I threw it on the fire, and it came to life of its own accord.
Interesting. Keeper, would I happen to be a smoker?
I don't see why not.
I have some
isn't?
brass knuckles if you'd like to just sort of wail on it for a while.
Wait, before he does this, I would like to get my Henry rifle out and prepare to be ready to prepared.
Okay, that makes
Kill
sense.
people.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I've
you are
got my, as a true man of science, I cock my revolver and get it ready.
Well, if everybody's doing that, can I have a moment to look at those whittling tools? Is anything particularly like pokey and dangerous I could pick up and keep?
I think Frannie Chump, if you want to use like that kind of awl that has like a little crank on the back of it,
Okay.
I'll allow you to use it with your knife skill.
Yeah,
which you
I
have.
mean, I've got a knife, I think, but yeah, okay, I'll use that.
You have a knife, but yeah, I mean, I'll let you use the same skill and do the same damage, but it'll be more fun.
Cool, yeah, I'm into it. Let's do it.
I don't know. Look, all I'm doing is trying to imagine things for you.
Yeah,
You let me know what you want to
No,
see.
I want it. I got a rotary. I'm calling it a rotary awl.
Thank you. A rotary awl approved. So as I said, sort of barren shelves, work table, steps leading up, and a doorway into the back.
And a man with a match.
Oh, yes. What are you going to do, Dr. Portwright?
Interesting. A scientific experiment. Why not? Light it, and I put it under the foot of a marionette. Just not on it, but kind of like.
Yes. So Rhett's character, Lord Billiam, currently has the marionette. So if he allows
not that marionette. You said there's other marionettes.
Oh, there's others.
There's
Thank
the one in
you.
the window, and then there's other randos around.
Yeah. Would you like to get one? Get one of the ones that's just on the shelf here?
I don't want to hold it.
Can we strap it
Because
down? We should
I
strap it
don't-
down to
I
the
don't
workbench and just like fucking beat the shit out of it with a
hold
myriad
it.
assortment of tools.
I'll hold
Okay.
it. I'm
We
not
all-
scared of it.
Oh, yeah?
So
Okay,
you guys-
It's a bit of a duel, isn't it? Where you all scared
Understood.
of dolls.
Understood. A marionette is pulled off a shelf, strapped to the work table, smashed with mallets. Its foot is burned by Dr. Portwright, and at the end you have
No
a.
wonder they're mad at us.
No, that's not
Yeah.
what I wanted to do.
Well, what did you want to do? Tell me.
I just wanted to, if if it
light the foot of one of the marionettes, correct?
not light it, but
You wanted
kinda
to like lightly torture it.
yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
You,
Yeah, light torture.
Understood. You go up to one of the marionettes on the shelves. Is that okay? One of the ones on the shelves?
Sure, why not? I thought Frannie was holding
Okay.
it, but sure. I mean,
I'm
Okay,
why not?
and
happy
you-
to.
You run the match under its foot, and it does not move or respond in any way. Lord Billiam, I can tell you that the marionette in your pocket likewise remains inert and motionless.
Perhaps it would make sense if I look through my seeing glass to see perhaps where there might be a problem glowing. This Toymaker clearly is working with forces that we don't understand. So I pull
Very
my
good.
lilac-colored glass from my pocket. I guess I'm really trying to see if there's anything in the room that's super dangerous and glowing, or if there's the choice between the back room or the upstairs. I would like to figure out where we go next.
Very good.
And I would like
please-
to huff a little ether to deal with my bad case of boaster's wrath.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ether is huffed. Please roll your power, if you would, Lord Billiam.
91.
You are welcome to push. I can tell you that, I do work with succeed at a cost rules sometimes, meaning that it doesn't mean zilcho, you'll get nothing for this failed roll. But you'll get more if you succeed, but you have to push.
I
Do it.
think do it, push. All right, I'll push.
Oh, I mean, don't listen to me. I'm just saying it.
I know. Every time I listen to you, I get in trouble so far. Fell off a roof.
Yeah, it's your call.
I'm just looking through the thing to see what I'm. I mean, I could just be too tired for it to work. We've only got two options. We're either going to go upstairs or to the back room.
Very good. So if you are not pushing, I can tell you that at the moment, unless you want to push, the extreme kind of light and weird kind of reality altering kind of aura from the marionette in your pocket is making it hard for you to pick up anything in the building.
That makes sense. I think this marionette is different than that marionette, and that one doesn't have the same magical transformation power that this one does. What do you
Dr.
think?
Portwright's going to look at that one and then look at the other one and not really see a difference and be like, oh, okay, yes, of course. Yes, no, that makes perfect sense.
Oh, you want to hold your flame to the foot of this one?
No,
That's-
I
No, let's do
completely-
it. Let's do it. I see you're experimentally minded. Maybe you could pour some of that yellow elixir down its throat while you're at it.
Really, I don't mind. You can borrow the brass knuckles and just go to town. It might be a little funny.
Okay, so I take out my marionette and I toss it down onto the table.
Great. Are you going to experiment with it as well, Dr. Portwright?
Dr. Portwright wasn't making a challenge. He was merely being like, oh, okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
But sure, why not? In the name of science, of course.
Great. Do you do it?
Frannie, would you like to hold it? You being the strongest one here.
It was established last game that you are, in fact, the strongest one here.
Wait,
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure.
All right. Are you
I'll
lighting
hold
it on
But
fire?
if I'm holding it, I want to talk to it before
Great.
you do
Of
anything.
course, when it comes to life, you shall be able to talk to it. Of course, why not?
So I
you
want to
put
like.
the-
So I want
So
to.
let's take actions. What are you whispering?
I'm whispering to the marionette, like, if you got anything to say, you should say it to me now. I'm here to be your friend, but you don't have many others in the room.
good cop.
He's not gonna talk, Frannie. He's not gonna talk. I think we should do this the hard way, Frannie. He's a guy he's an outlaw on the run.
Do you light the puppet on fire?
I
how
wait
about this? I take a match and I kind of light it and I kind of just like act like I'm about to do it while in a threatening way while she's playing, while she's
I
saying
blow it out.
Nothing happens. Do you touch the match to its foot?
I
Do
tried.
it.
Yes, I do.
Okay. The second that you do that, the marionette does move, but under Franny's strength, it has very limited movement. So its head is just kind of going, when you do that. But the thing that concerns you all is that the second you do that, the marionette makes no sound, but from the back room, you suddenly hear this horrible, loud clicking sound as if some like huge rotor going around. But it's not just one; it's like three like loud clacking and clicking like sounds burst out of the back room. And now, no listen rolls necessary. I can tell you that you hear footsteps headed toward all of you here in the front room.
From which? From the back?
The
From
back
the
room.
The
doorway?
back room, not the upstairs, the back room.
Should we run upstairs?
Is there like could we tip? Is there something we could quickly tip in front of the door? Although if the
work
door
table.
opens in, a truly stupid plan.
The work table would probably work, actually.
And
I'll
does the
help you.
door look like it opens towards us or in towards? Yeah, either
It
way.
looks like it opens. It actually looks like it opens towards you. Are you doing this?
Yes, do it. I'll help
Yeah,
you.
let's tip it.
Someone,
We're the Neptune
someone roll
Society
strength
members.
for me. And it looks like it's either Lord Billiam or our friend Archibald.
53.
Who has more new?
How'd you do, Lord?
53.
Is that under your strength?
My strength is 60.
You did it. Lord, you're like, so Archibald's like, the
I'm
table.
pretending to help.
Yeah.
Like my hand
Good
like
idea.
an inch
Archibald
away.
pretends to help, like Mr. Burns, like, and you slam the work table up against the door just as it goes, clack, 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 and you hear like click, 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 very loudly coming from on the other side of that door, and things are bashing against it. What now, everybody?
Can I shoot through the open door since I have a ready weapon?
Absolutely. Do you want to get an angle to where you're shooting at whatever's behind it, or do you want to shoot through the door itself?
No, through the opening.
Okay,
Whatever.
so Lord Billiam, after pushing the table up, he's going to start taking firearms actions, which means we are going to move into our initiative order. And that means that if anybody else had a gun armed and was ready to go, then they need to tell me. Because that's going to start happening. Lord Billiam, when you come to... actually, Lord Billiam, what's your dexterity?
My dex is 70.
And Portwright, what's yours?
Dr. Portwright is not a man of athletics. He has a dex of 30.
30, that's right. Okay. And Frannie?
60.
60. And Archibald, yours is 60 as well, right?
No, mine's 35.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very good. Okay, so anybody else who's going to fire a gun, let me know. But first, our friend Lord Billiam gets to do it. Lord Billiam, you go around and then you can suddenly see the things that are trying to get through the door. They are horrible corpses. Their arms have been lopped off. They have machinery like kind of incorporated into their flesh. Yes, there they are. And they're slamming their heads against the side of against the door, trying to make it out. Archibald very cleverly thought to block that door. That was extremely clutch, because these things, they're chattering their teeth. That's what's making the clicking sound. They're going like like that. And Lord Billiam, you may make your firearms.
All right, I aim for the face. And yes, 43 under my 50.
Very good. Tell me what your damage roll is.
How do I roll damage? I'm sorry. 6.
Oh, it would be whatever it says beside your character's gun. And
there it is. I'm sorry. There it is.
Yes.
1d8 plus 3. I should have had the d8 out ahead of time. Here we go.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, max roll 11.
11 is fantastic. You blast one of them to where parts of it are hanging off. Springs literally like go wang, 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 but they've got like, viscera on the end of them. And that one is sort of now flopping. It doesn't quite have as much bodily cohesion anymore. But the other two continue to chatter and smash against the door. And when their round comes around, they are going to try a strength roll to push this door back and get in with the rest of you. And their dexterity is okay.
Can I? You said there are 2 more of them.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. I guess I can't simultaneously get in position and try to shoot one of them, and also look to make sure nothing's coming down the stairs, right?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, that's a quick glance. I would count that as a minor action. Would you like to do that?
All right. Yeah. Quick glance at the stairs to make sure nothing more stealthy is heading down.
You've been on a couple of these. You've been on a couple of these investigations. You check your corner. Nothing's coming down the stairs. You turn to the things. Those of you who have looked upon them, Lord Billiam and Archibald Fredericksham, please roll your sanity. But I'm going to rule that bullets fly before sanity rolls take effect. That's what's so dangerous and helpful about guns. So roll your sanity. Do you want me to roll sanity before I shoot? Yes, you see these things now. The Portwright and Frannie are still on the other side. They don't see them, so they're not fully insane from it yet.
Yeah,
I got a 12.
But that's
12,
really
so
good.
you succeed. And how did you do, Lord Billiam?
Well, I avoided the problem of having to decide about 100 by rolling a 99.
Oh, okay. So that's a failure. And so I'm going to tell you what your sanity loss is, Lord Billiam. You, my friend Archibald, lose none. Lord Billiam, you've only lost 2 more sanity.
Yes.
I am a terrible dice roller, and it is in your favor. So you're able to keep your cool, and you can fire your gun, Archibald, if you'd like.
So that's a 42.
A 42 is that under your firearm skill? I think it is.
It's under what it says for a regular shot with the Colt revolver I have.
Then it is a success, and you may roll your damage.
All right. A 6.
A 6. A 6 is under the amount that would like blast it to where it's incapable of moving and operating anymore. So you put a bullet into it, Archibald, and it takes the bullet, and you can see that there's a huge smoking hole out of it now, but that one is still moving. And so it is now our friend Frannie's turn.
Okay.
Also, sorry. Do they? Can I see if they're armed? Like just from
literally no arms.
They literally have no arms.
Oh,
They're just
right.
Just puns left and right.
They're not
Puns
Yes.
left and right.
And some
They
sort
are.
of wind-up thing on the back. Yeah.
yeah. I've absolutely been picturing the teeth with feet that move along when you wind it up.
So Frannie, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm sorry. So they're trying to get through this door that we've blocked with the table.
Yes. One of them has been blown away by our friend Lord Billiam's Henry rifle.
So the door is opening a little bit, is what
It's opening a little bit, and if they give a concerted shove, it might open altogether.
But it's enough to peer in there, and that's how they've seen it, and we haven't.
That's right. You would have to kind of walk around the side a little bit to kind of see it.
Can I go up and I would like to give the door a violent shove into them, kind of like a door version of a headbutt or a glassing.
What a very smart idea. You may run up and you can use the table for a little bit of leverage, and you can give me a strength roll.
Okay.
This roll actually, depending on how well you do, is how much effect it will have. So if you get it hard, meaning half your strength or under, you will have more effect than if you just roll it successfully.
Yep.
So that stuff you were saying at the beginning about
What did you roll?
It's so strong.
I rolled a 0 and 2 zeros.
Okay, so that to me means that you have critically failed your roll,
Motherfuck.
and I'm going to. I have to. Since it's combat, you may not. Since it's combat, you may not.
Did I get knocked out by mistake?
You didn't get knocked out, but what I think happens is Frannie goes up and she shoves the table against the door, and she has the strength, their force against your force. It just meets in kind of a funny way. They hit you at just the right angle that the table goes flying out of your grip, and they are now in the room. Dr. Portwright and Frannie must roll sanity.
I genuinely think in like having played these games off and on since I was like 11 years old, I genuinely truly believe that's the first time I've ever seen someone roll 100 on a D100.
After the speech he gave.
I did it last week also. So
okay.
that's what began all of this.
Yeah, it happens on here more than you would think. But
And
You're a
I've seen
statistical
a
anomaly.
lot of D100 rolls.
how did you do on your
Special.
sanity roll? Miss
I got a
Chump?
51.
Is that under your sanity?
It my sanity is 60, I think. Yes.
Currently 60. Okay, you're okay. Dr. Portwright, how did you do?
I got a 001.
A 001. So you succeeded. Neither of you take any sanity. You knew bad things were behind the door, but now it is the creature's turn, and one is going to charge forward and attack Frannie because Frannie is the one that's the closest. She's the one that was up there pushing tables and things like that. And so here it comes. Keep in mind they have no arms, so they're just like biting at you with those chattering teeth. And here comes the attack.
We've all been there, right, ladies?
They succeed on their attack.
I like how Eliza was like,
So here comes the damage as they bite into our poor friend Frannie Chump. 2 damage. They must just have a hold of your sleeve or something. They've put a nice bite into your forearm. Another one runs forward, and it's not fair. It's not fair, everybody. But our friends who have the guns have kind of stood to the side of the door, and these things don't have a lot of targeting. So they bash through, and they're just like directly at whoever's standing directly in front of them. And so Dr. Portwright takes the next attack.
Wow, we don't get any kind of defense.
Oh, you
action.
do. You do. Would you like to dodge, Frannie Chump?
No, I'd like to stick my rotary owl in their mouth.
Well, then on your turn, miss, you may attack them. But on their turn,
That's
you may
defense.
dodge. Frannie Chump.
Frannie
Frannie Chump, you do have a dodge skill. Would you like to apply
I would like to
it?
dodge. Yes.
Everybody gets 1 dodge per round. Go ahead and roll your dodge.
You
skill.
only took 2 damage there. You might want to save your dodge. Just saying.
Well, won't I get another one the next round?
Oh, okay.
You
the round's
usually
over.
do, but if 2 were to attack you in 1 round, then you'd only get 1 dodge.
Do it.
so-
Use it then.
But isn't that always true? What?
Yes, it's always
Yeah,
true.
the-
It's always true. I think RHETT's talking about luck. You know, the luck that's out there in the world. You don't want to push it too much. How'd you do?
23.
And what is your dodge skill?
I'm looking for it.
It's
down at
there.
the bottom.
Oh, it's 40.
Then you have succeeded, Frannie Chump. You're quite good at dodging, and you do not take those 2 damage. In the tried and true tradition of players the world over, players refuse to even take 1 point of damage. It's too much. And now they attack Dr. Portwright. And they succeed. Dr. Portwright, would you like to dodge, sir?
why not?
Okay.
I mean, I've never seen this, so I'm basically just gonna drop to the ground because, oh my holy, what do they say? I don't know. What's the curse word
Dr.
of the day?
Portwright, you don't have to explain why. You can just roll your dodge.
73. So I kind of fall right into it, and it falls right on top of me.
You fail, unfortunately, Dr. Portwright, and here come their chattering, sharp, gnashing teeth, the one that is on you, and he does a whole... Let me do this
I
fair.
meant to roll a d20.
There you go, Dr. Portwright. 4 damage to you. Is that more than half of your hit points?
Holy moly, that is close, but no, it's not.
They have Dr. Portwright's arm, the one that has Dr. Portwright, and they're gnashing on it quite horribly. If your gun has more than 1 shot per round, which I believe the revolver and the Henry rifle, what's its capacity? Do you have that there in front of you, Mr. Billiam?
Or it's capacity.
Yeah, right. 2 attacks, 2 ammo.
2 attacks means that at the end of the round here, you guys can fire again if you'd like.
I would like.
I only have 1 attack.
Your revolver.
So
Yeah.
that doesn't quite make sense. Let me make sure, Will, and I make mistakes when I write things down sometimes. Let me just make sure for you. Lord Billiam, though, go ahead and fire away, sir.
I would like to fire at the one that's attacking Frannie Chump.
Okay, very good.
Thanks. Cool. Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
she and I bonded on the roof, and you're kind of a pompous doctor. So. Shit. 72.
A failure, I'm
fail.
afraid.
It
Yes.
is a
Okay.
failure.
Your shot goes wide. Doctor, my friend Archibald. Yes, your gun. I apologize if it was notated incorrectly. As a revolver, it should be able to fire up to 3 times per round. So you can take another shot right now if you'd like.
Yes.
Keep in mind
Yeah.
you only have 6 in the chamber, so that is the risk you take. Yes,
I'm gonna give it another. And can we use luck points in combat?
You can use luck in combat.
Okay.
You just can't push it.
All right.
Or wait.
Oh, cannot push. Okay.
Let me make sure.
I got a 4.
4 is a good roll. Why don't you do your damage? And which one were you firing at, sir? The one attacking Frannie or the one attacking Dr. Portwright?
Which one had I already shot?
The one that you have already shot was attacking Dr. Portwright.
All right. I'm going to shoot that one because I'm furious that I failed to kill it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, my 1-shot, 1-kill streak has ended.
Oh, you cannot use luck in combat. I've been confirming that in the book and with the chat. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I rolled a d10, so I'm going to roll again because that's the incorrect die. Boy, I'm having a tough one. And I got a 1.
Okay. You blast it, and it is still on its feet. It is still operating. It is still chewing on our friend's arm. So I'm going to do.
Difference. Do I get to check it because I went under my extreme?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I think you should. That's a good idea.
Boy, odd outcome on that one.
Okay. So that was our first round there. Do you want to fire again? You get 3 shots, Archibald.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like cursing and spitting and just so fucking angry.
You've got this, old man.
Well, I got an 89, so no, I don't. I'm too mad.
Also,
Okay.
too old, perhaps.
Yep. Your shooting targeting eye is getting old. Your nearsightedness is interfering, and that is the end of that round. I'm going to do one more round, and then at the end of that, we might just kind of decide who won the combat and negotiate it that way, or we may continue. We may continue round by round.
Can I just try to kick it off me? I didn't get.
You didn't go. Portwright, it's your turn.
Wait, I only went once.
Yes, you would only have gotten to go once, and Portwright, you should have done something. I apologize, Portwright. I skipped.
No worries. No worries. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun getting chewed. So
if you have a gun, Eliza, in the very masculine tradition of role-playing games, at least in Call of Cthulhu, it can fire a couple times per round. If you're doing something smart like you did and tried to close the door, you only get 1 action. Okay, so Portwright, what are you doing?
Screaming in its face, ah! And trying to kick it off me like a child.
Give me a brawl roll.
That's a 13.
Oh, that's a success.
So in very, very me way, I kind of kick it off in the most wimpy fashion. Can you describe that?
Sure. You kick it off in a wimpy fashion. Check your brawl and roll your brawl damage.
All right.
Your brawl damage would be a D3. A D3, Dr. Portwright.
So D6 and then have it.
It took me years to figure out a D3 was a D6, and then
all right. So that's a 4. So it's 2.
Okay. It's not nothing. You with the 2 damage and your successful brawl roll, which I would like you to check, you actually end up sweeping the leg of the thing. Good thing you were focusing on feet tonight, and the thing smashes down to the ground and is like wiggling and trying to get back up as it chomps at all of you. And now the round is over, and now we will begin a new round. And Mr. Lord Billiam, are there any more shots left in your rifle?
2 attacks, 2 ammo. So I think that's it.
That's it for you, sir,
All right,
in terms
so
of ammo.
I replaced the Henry rifle in its holster, and I pulled a cricket bat that's always adjacent to it. And I pull the cricket bat from behind me, and I run over and I try and kill the one that's attacking Frannie.
Very good. Give me a fighting roll for your bat. You could just use brawl if you don't have a specific cricket bat.
No, I do. I've got a full.
Oh, you do?
25, 12, 5.
Great.
For my cricket bat. Fuck yeah, 13.
There you go. Check that.
Sorry, what is check?
There's a little box beside each skill. If you do well in it in a crucial moment, you check it, and later it may improve.
And the cricket bat skill, would that be brawl?
I'll allow that to be brawl for our purposes. Yes, sir.
I'll allow it.
It's going to do more than just a brawl damage. It's going to do club damage.
It does. It says on here 1d8.
That sounds correct.
Okay. 3
damage to the one attacking Frannie, and that is your turn. Then we turn to our friend Frannie. It is your turn.
I would like to jam my all in its mouth.
Give it your all.
Give it your all. Give me a brawling roll.
Okay, so where is my brawling roll? I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm just
under
not
fighting.
Okay, no, not at all.
It's
Fighting is the name of the
brackets,
skill.
brawl.
Fighting brackets. Brawl.
Fighting.
It's the second.
In the
column,
middle of
two
your.
down.
It's the middle column. It's all alphabetical. Everybody, alphabetical.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, and I'm saying, fighting brawl. It's right
You're good.
there. Come on.
It's right there.
Second row, second
Okay.
down.
Franny's not a fighter.
Yeah, I mean, mostly I focus on my cooking and listening skills.
A design flaw that the character sheet is just a enormous alphabetical list of skills. That's for you to decide.
A 29.
A 29, I believe, is
That should work.
is it under what's your skill for brawling?
45.
Then it is a success, and you may roll your brawl damage, which for you, I believe, is just a D3. Is that right?
Just another night for Frannie.
She is a fighter.
Is it? Where would that?
Bottom of your
So that's
sheet.
under skills, under weapons. It'll say
I'm
unarmed.
seeing unarmed is 1d3. Yeah.
Okay,
You have a
roll a
damage
D6.
bonus?
Roll a D6.
Yes, I'm
I
finding
don't believe
her.
she does.
1d3 plus DB is what it says.
But you don't have a damage bonus, so just go ahead and roll that D6 and tell me what you rolled.
5.
A 5, so you rolled a 3 damage to this thing. Nicely done, but it is still moving. It is still operating.
But,
and-
is that owl still sticking out of its mouth or not?
The awl is the awl. Actually, you were using an awl. I'm going to give you a little bit more damage to that. I'm going to say it's a D3 plus for the awl. I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 more damage.
Oh, cool.
So, and it is now stuck into its mouth.
Oh,
So this thing is doing.
It's like clinking onto it and everything. Like
It's clinking onto it, and if Frannie can make like a strength roll now on her next turn, she can drill through its head.
Do I have to wait for the next time around for that?
You- ELIZA's
Next
dream.
time around, the automatons, it's their turn to go though, and they are going. One is going to attack now, Lord Billiam, that has hit him with a cricket bat. Or actually, no, that one has an awl in its mouth. The other one is going to attack Dr. Portwright. That's what's happening right now. It's attacking Dr. Portwright. It is failing in that attack. It misses
Isn't it
Dr.
prone
Portwright.
as well?
It is prone, but it can bite sort of at his legs, and it failed.
My
anyway.
flailing legs.
The one with the awl in its mouth is going to try to just kind of knock down our friend Frannie with like a straight up like strength attack. So instead of brawling, it's going to try to use its strength to kind of push her to the ground so that she can't continue to attack it next turn. Here it goes. And it fails at that. And now Archibald Fredericksham, it's your turn.
Can I just go? Would it be like a brawl to walk over and stomp on the head of the one that's down on the ground?
Yeah, that would be a brawl, but I would give you a bonus die.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I have a bad brawl, but we'll see. We'll see how this works. No, you know what? I'm gonna stand right over it, cock the gun, point it down at the ground, and blast it in the head.
Great. You have 3 more bullets, and you can go ahead and do that.
All right. Can I still have my bonus die?
Sure, yeah. Point blank, laying on the ground, yeah.
I got a 13.
Hey, that's good. You blast it. Do your damage.
Why did I? Oh, I got a 6.
Well done. You have
Never
done the rest of the hit point damage that you needed to do. You blast it. That thing is a mess of brains and gears all over the floor of this quaint little toy shop. And now it is Dr. Portwright's turn.
Ah! That's it. There you go. The end.
Is that really all you do? Do you just scream?
And back away.
Okay.
Maybe I hide. Maybe I hide behind somebody.
Great. Give me a stealth roll. Hey, I just want to say that kind of play is very smart in Call of Cthulhu. It's okay to run and hide.
A 94.
Okay, you fail. So you're obviously there and still a target, but it wasn't. I think that's a smart move. Now, if Fredericksham would like to fire again, he is allowed.
That other one it's got a big thing, and it's essentially like incapacitated from being able to bite, right?
It's like trying to charge against Frannie, but she's kind of holding it back with the awl in its mouth.
No, I don't want to do anything gun related then.
Very good, Lord Billiam. We are gonna play out this third round because I think we're almost finished here. Lord Billiam, your turn.
All right, yes. So she's got him pretty teed up. I would like to take my cricket bat and try and head this automaton.
Very good. Yeah, go ahead and give me that attack.
All right. Fuck yeah, 11.
Excellently done.
That's a hard success.
Excellently done. Look, I think that we should do a combo maneuver here. If you don't object, Lord Billiam, your bat makes him choke harder on the all that Frannie's holding. And Frannie, would you like to go ahead and roll strength for me? If you indeed want to continue to attack the thing.
Sure, yeah, no, I'm not giving up. I got a 37. And strength is 68.
So Lord Billiam smashes it in the back of the head. It chokes on the awl even more, and that's when Frannie starts turning that crank. And suddenly you see her awl blast out the back of its skull. Brains go everywhere. The creature has been destroyed, and you are a combo maneuver together, Lord Billiam and Frannie, means that if you would like to combo later on something, I will give you bonus dice.
Okay.
When you're fighting.
Are
we a fight team now?
You're a fight team. You're a Victorian fight team. Brains and yellow fluid are everywhere now. Some of it is on your clothes. And the street is actually make listen rolls.
Boy.
Make what rolls?
Edgar Portwright isn't listening.
Listen rolls.
He's taking out his bag of tobacco and just throwing it away.
I got a 34 and I got a 70 as my number. So
Frannie, as you finish destroying the thing, you hear footsteps outside. Possibly you hear them through that hole, and the hole of the glass has been blasted out, but there are still curtains and backing to the display that kind of hide your presence in here. You hear lots of footsteps outside, as in the footsteps of maybe many people.
Should we run upstairs?
So first I would say, "Oi, people are coming." And I mean, should we go back where these things came from?
Yes, perhaps sheltering behind the door would at least give us the chance to shoot them like cowards as they came in.
Is the Marionette
I'm reloading as I say this.
And if I knew these things was in here, I wouldn't be poking around where they live. You know what I'm saying?
What happened to Marionette?
A great question, Lord Billiam. It's on the work table, but it's now sitting up watching all of you.
Can we perhaps we should toss a bag or something over that thing's head.
Can I go up and tickle it and ask it where we should go?
You can, but it still plays possum.
Okay.
Is there a bag or something that we can throw it in?
There is, yeah, certainly, yeah.
What?
There's certainly a bag,
So
like an
Archibald
old
sug-
potato sack.
Archibald suggested it, and I'm used to sort of taking orders from him in the society. So I've got it, and I throw it in the bag and tie a knot in the top of the old potato sack.
Okay. You must decide where to next, lady and gentlemen, because
Upstairs or back room? I kind of want to go upstairs.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go
Portwright
upstairs.
runs upstairs.
Okay. You guys run upstairs. The upstairs does have a door. It doesn't look particularly heavy, but you get to the top and you can shut this wooden door behind you, and it does lock and latch if you'd like.
I'd like. Yes, please.
You like. Okay, very good. You have done that. And so you get to the top of the stairs and you are looking at an upstairs apartment, slovenly and unkempt. This looks to be a 3-room dwelling with a bedroom, a common room, and a small kitchenette off of it. Let me know which of those rooms you'd like to look through.
I want to
Can
find the
I,
room. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, can I do a spot hidden or like an investigation or whatever to see if there's another way out of this place?
Yeah, you certainly may. So you don't need a spot hidden. I'm going to tell you that before you've really kind of told me which room you want to go in, you can tell like the only way out of the upstairs here is probably going to be out the window. Which looks out over the street that you were on, and looking out that window, Archibald, looking out that window, you see that, you know, they do have the sloped kind of Elizabethan roofs that I described. So there is a place to like walk out there and jump between buildings if you'd like to. But you also see that a group of people has gathered outside and is walking inside, and they are a mismatched, very eclectic bunch. And they are not speaking. They are just kind of looking at each other and walking inside. And now, what would you like to investigate in the upstairs apartment?
Can somebody quickly block this door?
Yes, remember the door trick from only moments ago?
I locked it.
It's a good one. I loved that
already.
Is there a large table in here? A sofa, perhaps?
Mhm.
Dresser.
An armoire.
Okay, you quickly push an armoire, and it's not nice. It's like this is a slovenly apartment, and you push it over. You are in the common room. It's given over to a kind of art studio with easels, clay sculptures, and various sketched designs.
Is there anything?
Someone has been very busy here. The sketches show the horrific process of hollowing out a body and transforming people into living toys.
Seems like we should take those sketches.
Would the doctor understand these? How well would the doctor, upon quick glance, understand, you know, just exactly what's going on here and the science behind it?
Does he have a Cthulhu mythos skill?
Or a history with toy making?
He does not.
Well, guess what? He does now, because his creation of the elixir, plus he's putting it together with these sketches, gives him, you're a lucky man, 5% Cthulhu mythos skill.
Cool.
And all I can tell you is that it's starting to make sense. You see how the whole system is connected, but probably not enough to know exactly how it all works or something like that.
I was hoping biology-wise, but yeah.
Yeah. So you may search these rooms, kitchenette, bedroom, and this common room, which is like an art studio. And what you have pushed against the door, as well as an armoire, is like a big clay sculpture that he'd been working on.
So we're looking for the
Of
toy
what?
maker.
A sculpture of what?
A great question. The sculpture is of a humanoid form. It reminds you a little bit of Rodin's The Thinker in the way that it's postured, but its head, instead of depicting a traditional neoclassical Grecian head, the way many sculptors in the Victorian era did, is just a mass of bubbles and spheres.
Like,
Cool.
okay. And what is it? You said it's made out of like clay. So
It's made out of clay. He was kind of. It looks like he was maybe. Well, you're not an artist, so I can't tell you.
I have an art history minor. Oh, you mean Frannie? No, she's not.
This guy's not.
Frannie
this guy's
doesn't.
Not here, is he?
He doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Are there?
And what's the distance between buildings?
Let me put it this way: it's a jump skills worth of distance.
Right. Well, I'm going to see if there's a ladder or long, sturdy plank anywhere in the apartment.
Ah, that is something that you might find in an art studio. Roll luck. Welcome to our new viewers. Have we been rated? Either way, you're watching us play Call of Cthulhu, a horror role-playing game. Our episode now is set in the Victorian era. They have broken into a toy shop of an evil mastermind who is turning people into living toys.
I got a 67. So no, I did not.
Okay, you have not found any kind of ladder or anything, but you know what you have found? You hear footsteps on the stairs.
We could. I'm. By the way, I want to reload my Henry rifle, please.
That is allowed, and you have done that.
Okay, I say let's get the fuck out of here.
Can I ask how many footsteps? Like, is this like?
Yeah,
sure. You
do
may
we know
ask
how many people I saw outside, or we all saw outside, or whoever.
What's so creepy is that it sounds like a lot of people moving on the stairs, but none of them are speaking.
Yeah, these are like the corpse. These are animated. They're no longer human beings even. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
Are there
out
any
the window.
papers I can swipe?
I've got an idea. Let's burn this fucking building down.
Spot hidden, Dr. Portwright, to see if there's any interesting papers. And if you guys would like to burn the building down, you just need to tell me what items you're using. If you don't have anything that would do that, then you could roll survival to try to figure out how to do it.
19.
Dr. Portwright. Dr.
19.
Portwright, your spot hidden got a 19. Dr. Portwright, you find amidst some papers and sketches a very, very old book. It has black binding. The binding looks new. It is not in any way labeled on the front. Opening it up, you see that the pages within are extremely old, probably from a few centuries past. It is written in Old English. It is printed with typeface, and there is an Ouroboros-like symbol, but it is not the Ouroboros on the front cover page. The only identifying mark that might, give a title.
And probably the reason I picked it up because medicine.
You're thinking of the Aesculapius
whatever. Yeah,
this is an Ouroboros, which but they're similar. One is Caduceus is what you're thinking of. Yes, doctor, absolutely. You see the snake and you go, a healing manual.
Cool. I carry matches.
So here's the issue with burning. Here's the issue with burning the building down. Is one, we destroy the workshop and possibly all of the evidence of this, because people are allowed. The sketches aren't really evidence because people can draw whatever fucked up shit they want. And two, we might burn the whole block down and kill a whole.
The
bunch
door
of people.
bursts open. People start pouring into the room. Will Weldon, I don't want you to think that I am punishing you for strategizing, but it is a scary action scene, and they just rolled a 5 on their strength to get in. So you were being smart and strategizing, but the threat is here now. Suddenly, only a few people at a time can burst through. They are holding like clubs and like whatever they could grab. There's one woman holding like a Victorian iron, for ironing clothes, and they are just moving towards you silently and threateningly. Right now, the amount that are in the room is 6 people have made it into the room already. So, let's go in our dex order. Lord Billiam, what would you like to do?
I would like to shout, "Get the fuck out of here! Run! Go out the front window! Let's go! Let's go!" But I'm standing with my rifle and pointing it at the first one to walk through the door and pulling the trigger. I don't want to be the first one to run. I don't want to precede all of the party members out the window.
I understand. You may go ahead and fire if you'd like.
86.
You blast toward them. You miss them somehow, or perhaps you kind of do hit them, but they don't even react, and they continue to just sort of silently walk forward. Archibald, you had a bullet in the chamber left, I believe. Would you like to fire as well?
Well, I wanted to reload, but I might that might have been missed. Well, I was going to say, can I shoot and then run?
Yes, you certainly may.
All right. I'm going to yeah, I'm gonna fire at the door first.
They wear butcher's aprons. They wear the collar of a priest, and they're just kind of mindlessly moving toward you. Archibald, you aim.
I feel like I should get a bonus die because I despise his Roman popery so much.
You do not.
Jared, do we recognize any of these people?
No, you don't.
That one's Jeff.
I got a 57, so I miss, and I'm like bad omen, and I break for the window.
Can you
Great.
push?
Yeah, you cannot
push
push
with
in
luck.
combat, unfortunately.
No luck,
I
no
can't-
push.
I
No
can't
luck,
luck
no
in
push in
combat.
combat. So my friend Archibald, it's easy to open the window. There's no sort of lock or anything on it. You get this old window sort of open, and you're out into onto like the sloped roof with like those sort of tiles on it. And so Archibald, you're out onto the roof, and now we come to our. Well, that's happening, Archibald. Your shot happened, and then when your turn comes up, you move and do all that stuff. Frannie, it's your turn.
Okay. I would like to grab whoever seems smallest and take them hostage with my knife. Knife at the neck, grab them. That's what I'm looking to do.
That makes sense. Give me a fighting brawl roll.
Fighting brawl. I'm doing a fighting brawl roll. Does this help pass the time? I got a 0, 0, and a 9.
Oh, that's good. You rolled a 9, so you succeeded. No damage because you're doing like kind of a combo intimidate maneuver. Would you like to also roll your intimidate with a bonus die?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Doing it. All right. With the bonus die, that means I roll the 10 an extra time and choose which
and
one,
choose
right?
the one that's best.
Yeah. Okay, that one was better. Oh yeah. Okay. So 44 is what I'm going with, and my score is 60.
And what do you say to them?
I say, what's going on here? Who are you?
How horrifying.
That would intimidate me.
Look,
I say, you tell me who you are. You tell me who you are and why you're doing this.
they pause for a moment and keep moving forward. Archibald,
But I've got
now
her,
the
right?
movement part of your
Wait.
turn happened.
Wait, but I got her, right? She can't.
You
keep
do
going
have her.
forward.
She's not going anywhere, but the
Okay.
others are not. Look, what you should take from that, ELIZA, is that Frannie just did a perfect intimidate. That on anybody with a mind to be intimidated, it would have worked. And these things are unintimidatable. They are automatons, and they move toward you ceaselessly and mercilessly. Archibald's movement now happens. Archibald is out onto the roof, and now it is their turn to act. And I'm going to rule that all but the one with Frannie
Wait, what about
can move.
Portwright?
Portwright comes after them
Oh shit! Sorry, I'm
in
sorry.
the dexterity order. No problem.
Cool.
Here they come. Here comes. Thank you for helping. Actually, I forgot Portwright last time. That is a fail. Here comes the next one. That was an attack against, we'll say, Frannie, because Frannie's the one that's holding one of them hostage. So they're even. Frannie, do you want to go ahead and cut that one's throat?
Yes, I do.
You do it, and they don't even flinch. They just keep attacking Frannie. Here comes the next one attacking Frannie.
So her body falls, and I look at everybody else like, I don't even
You're like, I tried. This normally works. I don't know.
Blood pooling out from it.
They're sort of failing, though. The first two fail because you kind of got her body in the way. Here, three are going to attack you, though. Three are going to attack you. That one succeeds, and it's the lady holding an iron, and she slams it down on poor
like an ironing iron or like an iron
like an
bar?
old ironing iron,
Okay.
but it doesn't. It's not electrical because it's the 1800s.
Sure, yeah, you stick it in the fire. I gotcha.
You got it. You stick it in the fire. It's not hot though. Don't worry. But you do take 4 damage.
I do.
Unless you'd like to dodge.
Dodge.
Yes!
Dodge.
I'm dodging.
Roll your dodge.
that's the same old die, right? Same old dice. I got a 6. That's a 6. 16.
Yeah.
That's enough. You jump out of the way, but I'm going to rule your dodge means you also had to throw down the body that you were kind of using as a human shield. One now moves in and attacks Lord Billiam. So there are 3 left. This one attacks Lord Billiam. It's the priest. It's a fail. Then the next one attacks Lord Billiam. This is a butcher with a cleaver. And that is a fail. And then one attacks Portwright. This is a young boy who is carrying a very sharp stick. And he succeeds.
Of course he does.
Would you like to dodge, Doctor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Great.
It's just a young child. 57, so I miss. He completely gets me. I dodge into it.
Okay. Here is your damage, my friend. It is going to be 2 damage from his sharp stick.
Oh, fun.
Okay, so that is their turn, and now we come to Dr. Portwright. You're engaged with a zombie child with a sharp stick. What would you like to do?
Go, run.
Taking. I feel like he stabbed me in the back because immediately when he sees this, Dr. Portwright, not being a man who's ever seen this before, is just like holding the book in front of him and diving out the window. Not diving, but like running out the window.
Very good. You do that. And I'm not going to call for any dex rolls to get out the window. You just get out the window and you're onto the roof. But next round, when everybody starts jumping from building to building, then rolls will occur. If they decide to do that, they might decide to climb down or any number of things. But you are out the door. And now we will begin back at the top of the order unless anybody has another. Actually, I'm sorry, Lord Billiam, you may have another round to fire off.
I do. I have 2 in my Henry rifle. So yeah, I just was attacked by the big butcher with the cleaver. I think he, right in front of me, is going to get the brunt of my Henry rifle to his slow-moving automaton face.
Great.
Hopefully. 48, 50. Yes, I'm under.
Oh, very good. Do your damage.
D8 plus 3, which is a 9.
A 9 damage is enough to take our butcher out. You butchered him. You blast him in the face, and even though he, the gears and the weird yellow fluid are squirting out, but he is still kind of moving, but he no longer can tell where he's going or anything like that. He drops his cleaver, and he sits there kind of writhing awfully, but he is out of commission. And then that was your second shot, and now we start at the beginning of the round again. Lord Billiam, nobody has a gun that they want to fire, so Lord Billiam, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'd like to reholster my Henry rifle, extract my cricket bat, but I would like to run towards and out of the window. But is there a way that I can hold my move to usher Frannie and Archibald through and then move with them? Okay.
Absolutely, I'll allow that. Yeah. So that means if and when these things attack, they may attack you. You understand that?
That's fine.
Okay. So Lord Billiam, you're sort of holding your action of running out and saying go, 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 and then it's Franny's turn.
I'm running out.
Frannie, you are outside, and because you haven't taken an action this round at all, you may go ahead and start jumping to the next roof or climbing down. Would you like to do either of those things or a third thing I haven't thought of?
Is the next roof any lower than this one?
It's about equal. It doesn't look awfully hard, but it will require a roll.
Is there anybody on the street still, or is everyone inside the house now?
They seem to all be inside the house now.
Okay, I'll get down.
Okay, give me a climb roll.
Yeah, what's the climbing down situation?
The climbing down situation is that it requires a climb roll because you're not inordinately high up. You're like 25 to 30 feet up, but you're not, you can't just jump.
Sure.
I don't have anything on my sheet for climbing.
So you will use the default a number that appears beside it automatically. Do you see the number that's there in parentheses?
20%?
Yeah.
You may try to roll under 20%.
Oh.
Was your jump higher?
I rolled 51.
Okay, so you fail, and you are going to take some damage as you fall to the cobblestones. Frannie, you lucky minx. You've only taken 1 damage as you fall to the cobblestones. I haven't had any luck with those falling rolls lately. So Frannie is now on the street, and then we come to it will be the automatons,
Oi,
and
me
then
back.
Archibald, you may do your next, okay? But the automatons go first, and Portwright is... No, Portwright, you got out, didn't you?
Yes, but I feel like I'm just out the window because...
Right, no problem. I will say, Lord Billiam, if you'd like, you can, since your action was held, Franny's out now, you can go. Do you go?
Wait, is Archibald still in the room with the automatons?
No,
No,
he
I'm
got
on
out
the
before as
Okay,
well.
good. Yeah,
Everybody,
then I'd like to go, and I guess I'll try and climb down too. Make sure everybody gets down.
As
very
you
good.
come out, I shriek, where have you been? You must help me down.
I'll help him down.
Very good. You may go ahead and make a
Boy,
climb or a
boy.
jump roll to jump over to the next building. And if you are able to roll it hard, I'll give Archibald a bonus die on his roll because you're kind of helping him as you do.
I want to get down. I think down is the best way out of this because we're just going to have to keep. We're just going to have to keep jumping if we jump once.
I hear you. So Lord Billiam, make a climb or a jump.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I'm going to climb
Archibald
down. I'd like to keep the party together. I'd like to follow Frannie down, but with less speed. So
Yeah, but
Um,
Jared would really enjoy us hopping from rooftop to rooftop for a
No,
while.
it's quite all right. No, not at all.
well,
Not at all.
I have an ulterior motive too. My climb, it was 40, so perfect. And once I'm down, I would like to. I've had the matches that I located earlier. I was about to use. I don't know if I can do it at the end of this turn, but I'd like to light a match and throw it in through the open window and light the curtains
Damn it.
inside the shop.
That's what I was going to do.
Do I have any? Wait. Do
you
I
have
have
to wait
any?
till the next turn to do it. That's fine.
I think
take
you
mine
might have
anyway.
to.
May I? Since we work together, right? Me and Billiam,
Mm-hmm.
and I do have a flask of Scotch whiskey. With
Okay,
me.
but we have to wait till the next turn. Me and you. Yeah,
You
let's do
can, you
it.
guys. This can happen, but you got to wait till the next turn.
Okay,
so now
I'm just saying.
I got
No,
you.
it's a great. Yeah, the automatons start bursting out of the window. Let me see how well they do with something like climbing out of a window together. These are the more they're doing well. How many get out? Oh God. Okay, 5 of them have gotten out onto the roof. And Archibald and Portwright, you're still up there with them. Archibald, it's your turn.
I engage in hand-to-hand combat. I'm climbing down.
Give me a
I'll
climb
get
roll,
you.
Archibald. Archibald, unfortunately, our friend Lord Billiam, he didn't like get his thing hard, so you don't get a bonus die. But he does say he's standing under there to help you, so the damage if you fail will be mitigated.
Yeah, the 2 strongest members are already down there, so
Yeah.
this is beneficial to our resident noodle-armed cowards. I got a 21, so I'm going to use 1 luck point.
I'm going to allow it. I'm going to say we're a little bit out of combat now. I'm going to allow 1 luck point. And so you get down all on your own, lonesome, and probably rub that in some way or boast about it.
I'm so like spindly and old that when I let go, I sort of like drift down like a piece of paper.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's Dr. Portwright's turn. Dr. Portwright?
So did he throw the match in?
Not yet.
Will and Edgar Portwright want to do 2 separate things. Will wants to burn everything down because it's fun, and Edgar Portwright wants to get the hell out. So I'll play Edgar, reluctantly. So yeah, Portwright, being a super athletic guy with 20 jump and 20 climb doesn't really matter. So I'll try to climb my way down because that's what a doctor would do. So yes, catch me, Frannie.
Well, then let me have a climb roll.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. That's good. You did it.
I don't know.
So check that because that's an amazing roll. You've all climbed down, and now I'm going to say,
please.
You hear things clattering over the roof, and you may begin your the burning time. Do you do so, Lord Billiam?
So you want to shake your scotch on that old curtain in the window that we busted out, and I'll light it aflame?
Sure, that works. I mean, I was going to rip off part of my skirt and make a Molotov cocktail, but your way sounds better. then I keep my skirt. So sure, we use that as an
Okay.
accelerant. I splash it
Okay.
on the curtain. I back off.
Old
Cork it,
wooden,
put it away.
dusty.
Great job, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and say that this works. I mean, I've described it as old, full of wood, dry things, and dusty. With scotch and a match, it goes up. And I'm going to end the encounter there. I'm going to say that the automatons on the roof do not pose an immediate threat to you right now. They're kind of like trying to figure out how to get down, unless you want to continue to engage with them. So let me know, because we play for 2 hours on the Neptune Society. Now, at your home game, you might keep playing, until 4 a.m. and figure out every single bit of this. But I think we've had a pile of adventure tonight. I think we are approaching. We'll go a little over. I think we're approaching a denouement to our adventure. But I would like to know what the party does now. Do you stick here? Do you see what comes of your handiwork? Do you sit and take pot shots at the creatures on the roof from the other roof? Like, you tell me.
I go. Oh, I've sprained my ankle, but I think I can walk okay. And then does it seem like it seems like the curtains have caught on fire?
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. I should have narrated immediately as Lord Billiam throws the match. The curtains catch, and a big roaring fire begins.
So I go, you kids want to see flammable? And I toss my bottle of ether into the flames.
Oh,
no,
okay.
we didn't. We're just trying to get out of the situation.
Everybody make
a flammability contest.
There is an enormous bubble of flame that bursts from the window. The parts of glass that were still in the window shatter even more. And I'm going to rule, instead of making everybody make dex rolls, I'm going to rule that everybody just gets blasted back into the street. And doesn't take any damage, but they are kind of like on their backs or on their knees now. Dr. Portwright, I can tell by you holding up a finger that you have something you'd like to do.
Can we say, for fun, that one of the automatons is still out there? Just for funsies?
Out where, my friend? Out where?
It's on the street.
No, it's not on the street. They're on the roof.
But, I thought there was a ton of them.
There were. They all went into the building that you just set on fire.
Oh, I wanted to throw my vial at them.
Oh,
okay.
Well, you still have your vial, and don't worry, the game's not over yet.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
what is the party as a unit going to do now? Are you going to stay here and watch it burn, or are you going to go somewhere else?
I would like to, and because Dr. Portwright made a great point, I think we should go run next door. You go that way, Portwright. I'll go this way, and bang on the doors and yell and warn everybody. Get out! Fire! Fire! I don't want any innocents dying because of this.
Is there any sort of fire brigade type thing that we can alert?
Actually, it was Archibald made that point.
There is. Yeah, you can alert a fire brigade. Would you like to do that, Frannie?
Yeah, I'd like to do that, but casually.
Okay.
I very. Oh.
The most casual yelling of fire.
No, Frannie, that requires some running away. It requires time.
Yes, that's what I would like to do.
Done. Okay, and then Lord Billiam, you were going up to the other building. I'm going to allow that. You don't have to sneak in or anything. You guys have proven you are able climbers. And so you climb up there, and do you want to shoot at the ones that are coming out the window?
Well, I really wanted to make sure that all the neighbors were out of the buildings and gone. I was trying to alert the neighborhood so there was no loss of life for the innocent.
I understand now. That makes a lot more sense. You do that. You are running about going fire, fire, and
banging on doors,
and people are running out and getting out of the way. Archibald Fredericksham, what would you like to do?
I very dramatically sigh and go, I suppose someone should alert the constable. And I go and very mopingly go to look for a constable to be like, yeah, there was a fire there. No, I was going to say I tell him we did it, but no, I'm going to go find a constable and be like, oh, we're investigating. And the thing started a fire. We couldn't believe it when it happened.
Great. Don't bother rolling fast talk. I'm going to have the police just come running. Dr. Portwright, what do you do?
I'll take the Lord's lead, and I will go to the other side of the doors and start evacuating people.
Interesting. So here's what happens. Dr. Portwright, you go around to the back, right? You go around to the back side, and you are kind of alerting people that a fire is happening. And Dr. Portwright, when you do that, I'm going to say that you see, you are suddenly startled to see that there is kind of a manhole cover open, like in the street here. And then you see an enormous bulk on the back of a wagon with horses, like kind of ride away. And the thing that just momentarily makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up are the fact that the person in the head of the carriage like has no expression on their face as they kind of ride away with this enormous bulk on the back. And so I am going to say that there is no civilian loss of life, except for the fact that the police and the fire brigade and any kind of authorities think that actually the place was full of people, friends, neighbors, people like that. Well, except that, wait, I'm thinking it through as we play.
They find it kind of like gears and springs in the body.
You're right. They don't think it's friends and neighbors. All they find is weird yellow sludge and strange, gear,
it's a bit
like
of pudding and old clocks.
And so since we are now here at 8 p.m., and since we have indeed had an adventure, I'm going to allow everybody one last sort of coda action for their character. Clearly, there are threads left unpulled, and maybe we will solve those on a future episode of the Neptune Society, maybe with these investigators, maybe with others. But suffice to say that the headquarters, the den of evil, has been destroyed. But has the evil been vanquished?
Where's that Marionette?
Where is the Marionette? Nobody grabbed it, did they? I think I'll narrate
no, I'd put it in a sack though.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
It's in a sack.
Lord Billiam, you have it in a sack. Okay. So who would like to go first? Who would like to give their final action for the evening? Then I'm going to go Archibald Fredericksham.
I'm going to return to the this is like the coda to like sort of sum it up, right?
Yes.
I'm going to return to the rail yard and see if I see like similar circumstances, like people of different classes, just anything that seems like out of the ordinary the way it had been previously.
What you find in this coda scene, my friend Archibald, is you look under the tracks. And like, by the way, a train has just pulled in and just a hot, damp wave of steam washes over you. And looking under the tracks, you see like what looks to have been some sort of garden. But all of these stems have been plucked and pulled, and they come up out of the ground and they hang on the side of the metal, and they are yellow and oozing yellow pus. But the fruits of these fungus are gone. Now we come to
everything
Frannie.
seems fine here.
You may do something with that. You may interact with that.
Yeah, can I take like because I have my medical bag? Can I take like a scraping with me?
You certainly may.
All right,
and add
and
that
then
to your
also,
inventory.
Once I am, and then after I do that, I write a letter to Slab Harrington, who I am assuming is in America, alerting him of what's gone on.
Very good. Slab has been informed, and at age 51, and Slab might be a little younger than you. You guys still have some adventuring years left in you. And now we go to Frannie Chump. Frannie, you're
also in the letter I ask him to bring me back one of the good American handguns.
Very good. And many months later, you get an affirmative. That gun is coming to you. Frannie Chump,
yeah.
Your final action.
I also go to the train yard. Because I just wondering what that part of the story was, and I run into Archibald there. I'm
wearing my poor person's disguise also. That's in my inventory.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I fall all over. Well, I get a little bit awkward with I was just a bit curious, if there was a bit more. The story one always wonders, don't they? Not that exciting. My life at the pub.
Make a spot hidden roll.
10. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the next day, right? When you guys come and investigate this, and as you're talking to Archibald, you're like, things weren't that interesting at the pub. I'm just trying to make sense of all of it. You look over to the train that pulled in and had made that waft of steam over Archibald, and it is now pulling out, and it's mostly a cargo train. And you see various, big cargo containers on the back of it, and one of them is kind of open. The way you see in old movies where the hobos would run and jump onto them. One is kind of open, and what catches your eye are people that seem to be up inside of it, and the train is pulling away, Frannie Chump, and you see among them the face of our friend Ludlow's wife, and you also see among them a couple other people from town that you recognize. But the thing that really sort of disturbs you is that inside of that car, and you only see it in silhouette, you see a human form that looks to be approximately 20 feet tall. And it is sitting, and its head sort of turns and looks towards you. And that is when you must make a sanity roll.
I've stayed sane this far, keeper. I got a 1 and 2 zeros. What's that mean?
A 1 and 2 zeros. That means you got a 001. That means you succeeded excellently. So you're like, that was weird.
Weird. I gotta go get Nancy. Bye-bye.
Now we go to our friend Dr. Portwright. Dr. Portwright, what would be your final action in the story tonight?
All right. Well, can I do two things?
You may only do one.
Okay.
Of course you can do two. Of course.
I mean, I would like to. Of course, I'd like to take a glance through the book.
Oh yes. Let's do that. Let's indeed do that. This is what these coda chapters or these coda actions are for. So, would you like to try to read the book?
Of course. Yes. No. Why not?
Okay.
I mean, it's just a book on medicine.
Of course, it's just a book on medicine. Let me find the
No big
proper
whoop.
chapter here. Let me find the proper chapter. Here we go. All right. So over the next, are you going to read it for the next couple months and things like that?
I mean, yeah. So then, before I do that, I kind of want to give this action to kind of everyone in this. The other players. I have this vial of yellow stuff. What should I do?
No, don't ask them. You're going to decide. But
Come
first, you're going to roll your English language skill, please.
Oh, okay. That's a 70.
What is your skill level?
Language, right? English. It's an 85. Oh,
Okay, so
interesting. I
you succeed. So you do understand. You do read a book that you realize is called the Book of Iban. And the Book of Iban is purported to have been written by an Atlantean sorcerer millennia ago. And it describes many potent and horrific rituals in order to summon things from beyond our world, from other dimensions, beings that are not native to this plane of existence. And you, sir, may lose... You lose 4 sanity reading it. You gain 8 percentiles of Cthulhu Mythos. So add that to the 5. You are up to 13 now. And you are particularly horrified when you discover, after weeks of reading, that there is a chapter about how to prepare a vessel for the god Corazos. And now what is the second thing that you would like to do?
Well, I wanted to reach out to Lord Billiam and and I guess after months, kind of reach out to him and be like, "Hey, your society seems to know more about what to do with this. Could you please use this vial of yellow fluid? I would like to come to your society to test out this yellow fluid, potentially on that doll."
I think that if you write the society and you say that you'd like to come and you'd like to do experiments with the fluid, the Neptune Society, actually, I will let Lord Billiam. Lord Billiam, you are a voting member of the Neptune Society. You are someone people listen to there since you, used to be sort of the adopted son of one of its founders and leaders. So do you turn the vote toward yes, we will experiment with this strange fluid, or no?
My feeling is that this fluid has already shown what it does. It turns people into machines. It turns loved ones into mere vessels of evil. Perhaps we could experiment with it, but I think this is probably something the Neptune Society would want to put in a very safe place under lock and key, not unlike this Marionette.
Very good. Then it sounds like you are taking the stance that he should send it to you and that you guys will keep it safe and hidden and locked up.
Along with the tome as well, please.
Oh, the tome as well. So Dr. Portwright, and I'm going to say this is done via letters because everybody communicated via letters back then. Dr. Portwright, do you acquiesce? You are also, of course, offered membership in the Neptune Society if you acquiesce to these demands.
What the fuck?
Should have taken the book. God, that book though, man.
Yes or no, Doctor? Yes or no?
Yes, sure. Why not?
And so, before Lord Billiam's final action, I will narrate simply. Members of the Neptune Society who are good at sciences, like look at the vial for a second and then put it into a cabinet that they shut with like ornate locks, and the book likewise is put onto this like shelf that then like has like this sliding thing that goes over that looks like another shelf. The Jersey Island headquarters has many secret doors and secret locked kind of cabinets, and so the book and the fluid and the Marionette are now safe in the Neptune Society's cabinet of curiosities. And Lord Billiam, you have our final coda action for the night. What would you like to do?
Well, of course, I accompany Archibald to the train station, but I'm less interested than he is in what there's beneath the train. I watch him, but as I watch him, I write a letter to my lost sisters, lost only, by the miles between us, the kilometers between us. And I watch as Frannie finds the clue of the departing evil on the train, and I rush behind the train and I copy down everything I can from the train, the lettering and the numbers. And there is something on this train that is going to take evil somewhere else. And we in the Neptune Society are beholden to find this evil and wipe it out. But God, I could use a good night's sleep first. I think Frannie deserves a spot, Archibald. I think we should consider putting her up for membership.
Yeah, sure. That's not really my thing, Go nuts, I suppose.
I'm
agnostic about voting. Not really my thing.
I would like then to narrate one last thing. Trains travel faster than people, but you have gotten down all the information about the train, and you have sent ahead. Stop this train. There's something on this train. You send it out. I think that's what you would do. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lord Billiam. And so it is you and a party, perhaps this very party, that, and this is how we're going to end. It's going to be a bit of a cliffhanger, but stick with me, everybody. You kick a door down and you run down into a warehouse in Hull, and there on a table, you see this massive body. And can we see this, Mr. Clinton Trucks, this massive, monstrous toy-like form? Yes, there it is. It is that size with like fluids like being pumped into it. And as you all stand at the top of the stairs, pulling your guns, pulling your rifles, the thing sits up.
Oh, fuck
And
no.
that is where we will end tonight's adventure of the Neptune Society.
Gross.
The end.
Gross.
Thank you for your light applause. Look,
Nice job, Jared.
well, no, nice job, you guys. I mean,
Well, obviously, yeah, sure. I mean,
no, you guys were fantastic players. The characters are so well drawn and fun to watch interact. There was probably maybe too much adventure for 2 hours, so don't at all go home going, oh man, why we didn't get it all. I packed too much in, perhaps. Also, there were different ways you could have gone at different times. The train tracks, you could have gone upstairs, downstairs, but I thought an adventure was had, and that's what we're here to do. So I just want to thank you guys. I mean, how do you think you do in that final encounter I teased but didn't follow through on? How do you think you do?
I think I do great.
Yeah, Frannie's just boxing it solo.
Yeah, no, I mean I think other people are there, but I think I do like a lot of like really well landed, like grabbing stuff off tables, smashing them into eyeballs, that kind of thing. Also a lot of quips, a lot of puns. She's a down home girl.
Great. Well, I think it's probably a TPK, so we'll just have to agree to disagree. Suffice it to say,
we use fire. We use fire. I think we come out on top because we know.
Yeah,
fire
so
bad.
All problems.
Lord Billiam and everybody has like 1870s flamethrowers, and they're just like,
yeah, it's like this thing.
Frannie and Lord Billiam all in cricket bat to the big old person.
That's what's missing from this show is hours of crafting rolls to kind of. Can I create a flamethrower? Well, it's 1869, but let's roll dice for an hour to find out. You guys were fantastic. Look, these people are so creative and they do such wonderful things. Please follow them on their socials. Tell them how much you enjoyed their performance here tonight, and follow all the things they do. Will BAIZER, Will WELDON, ELIZA Skinner, and Rhett Miller. Thank you guys. I hope we can have you back again soon. We love you. For now, good luck out there in the slightly less horrific world. Bye-bye. I'm going to say bye to my players for now. And I'm going to hang out for a second and do my final show business. And if people have a comment or question, I am here for you. I can take one comment or question. Guys, Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific. Actually, we're moving that to 7 p.m. Pacific. Very important. Tell all your friends. And let's put it in the Discord and post it somewhere. 7 p.m. Pacific. We will continue with more Blood and Blades. The shared world setting we're created alongside crews of players and criminals from a handful of our favorite streaming channels and podcasts. But rather than set up a new thrilling score or following them down the darkened alleys for downtime, we will instead take a stab at a faction turn this Saturday. Secret GM Clint and I will see how the actions of our players have disrupted the ecosystem of Duskfall's various factions, and with the input of our subscribers, we will put into play goals for these factions and have them achieve them. So yes, the faction turn is coming. Get to our Discord if you're a subscriber. We should have Secret GM Clinton Trucks. When should we have the channel up for them to decide who they can play as?
I can make the channel this evening, but you and I need to meet this right after this and get some details.
Well, I think that what it's going to be, we'll actually, let's not talk here, but guys, it'll be up soon. And then you can go in and find out who you'll be playing as. Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific, we're joined again by Ashley Birch, Ross Bryant, and Abubakar Salim for our ongoing Vampire Soap Opera Lockdown. Last week, our coterie learned that there is more to fear in the city than just the Inquisition and the Camarilla. Let's see how they react to that knowledge. And that is true. We learned about some new factions and some new monsters in the Steel City last time. So please come and check that out. 10 a.m. Pacific on Sunday. And guys, Stream of Blood's a podcast. You know it is because I say it at the end of every one of these things. Go subscribe, rate, and review it. It has old episodes of Vampires of Pittsburgh that you can kind of binge that way if you're driving around, if you can't sit and watch hours and hours of YouTube, because all of our stuff is on video on demand. Please listen to the podcast and catch up, because Vampires of Pittsburgh, I'm very proud of it, and I would love for you all to be caught up on it. Call of Cthulhu, 7th edition. The RPG we played tonight is from Chaosium, and game designer Sandy Pearson, as well as a bunch of people that had a lot of hand in the 7th edition, Paul Fricker, Mike Mason, and everybody that worked on this game. Thank you for making such a delightful new edition of Call of Cthulhu, a much-needed facelift. Original artwork for the Neptune Society is by Will Pottorff. You can see more of his stuff at willpottorff.com. Will, I am so sorry I didn't get to all of it. I had to go where the players went, but I'm going to use all those drawings. And apparently Toymaker of York is getting a Toymaker of York 2, because there is definitely a sequel in the works. Spread the word about the Stream of Blood. Follow us on Twitch and subscribe for special emotes and other benefits. Subscribe and comment on YouTube. We're on Instagram and Twitter as _Stream of Blood _ We're on Reddit as r/Stream of Blood. But the best way to connect to us is on our Discord, the Server of Blood. Also, we are on Facebook. Does anybody have a question or a comment before we head off into the sunset tonight? No one. Anyone? Okay, looks like no.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, well, screw you guys then. I'll just go home. I'll take my ball and I'll go home. Now, I get it. We're all running to the Discord to see if Clint has published the faction turn stuff yet. Don't worry about it. Guys, I want to thank very much my producers and partners, Brian Baldinger and Clinton Trucks. I want to thank Megan Arch, our social media manager. I want to thank Matt Moynihan, our YouTube content producer. And the Stream of Blood logo was created by Garrett Ross. And the opening animation is by ELIZA's BF, Andrew Orvidal. Until next time, Shub Nagudat, Cthulhu Fatagan. Bye-bye.